What is up, guys? What is up? 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 I did not schedule this, guys, so I don't even know how many people are going to get in here. In fact, one of the reasons I'm only doing this is because, so I live in Texas. Texas is about to get hit by a major cold front, and people are canceling everything. So I have nothing to do at all tomorrow, and that's pretty awesome if you ask me. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm being a little bit quiet because, you know, people do have to work in the morning, at least in my household. So hopefully people come in here. I understand it's a school night, it's a business night. This is the last part of a break for a lot of people. So so that's why I'm doing this. I'm really tired, and this is going to help me stay up. I'll just kind of sit around here and talk with you guys about Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball in general. Guys, what did you think about episode 123? That was awesome. Holy cow. By the way, I see some people coming in. So right here, a jar of pickles. What's up, man? Star Fox, what's up? How you guys this evening? You guys got stuff to do tomorrow? School, work, any of that other stuff? As I said, I don't know when everyone starts coming in, but as I said, I have no school tomorrow. The class got canceled. We got a big cold front coming in, so it's gonna be a big issue for us. But thought I'd just kind of try to stay up and talk about Dragon Ball Super, talk about episode 123, talk about Vegeta's transformation, Goku and Vegeta going ham on Jiren. What is up, guys? I just started following you from Geekdom. Great guy you are. Just up to you. Thank you, Tyler. That's awesome. Yo, everybody who's up and watching this right now. Sorry if I'm being a little too quiet. Just tell me if you can't hear me and everything else like that. But I'm gonna try to be quiet because I am in a household where people do need to sleep and get up and work in the morning, you know. So yeah, cold front. Let's see. I'm gonna try to just be answering questions, guys. I just hope Vegeta can accomplish something as new form he is. I've been making some videos about this, guys. I really think that he's gonna take out Topo. I think that's what he's gonna do, and I think a lot of people aren't going to like that. I personally really like that because I think Topo's stronger than what he's letting on. But at least sorry, yeah, he sounds a little bit seems like a little stronger than he's putting on, and he's gonna, you know, reveal his strength, and Vegeta's gonna take him out. And if not for Vegeta, they wouldn't have won the tournament. That's what I think is they're really going to do with Topo. High real to real DBS. The writers of DBS have been inconsistent, but so far it's been getting better. I think the Tournament of Power is the best thing that Dragon Ball Super's done this whole time. Who else agrees? How's it going, everyone? Do you think there'll be a full arc dedicated to Oob? No, I really don't. I think they're gonna try to sweep him under the rug if they do at all. I've argued before, though, that they might be doing what they're doing with Frieza in 17 in order to prime us and get ready for Oob and his transition into being a more powerful person. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Honestly, I don't know. Let's see. I have work at 6 tomorrow. I'm sorry, man. I'm really sorry. I know the feeling. I would be getting up if class wasn't canceled. I'd be getting up at 6 myself and heading straight over to school and prepping for class. That's what I would be doing. I really can't get over these emotional power-ups these characters are getting. Vegeta was doing fine, didn't get an ass pull until now. Yeah, but I mean, it was expected. It's what happens to Saiyans. We all expected it to be some kind of an emotional power-up. At least I did. I don't know what everyone else was thinking. Personally, I think it would have been cool if he had actually unlocked the form before, but I was aware that probably wasn't going to happen, so emotional power-ups, that's fine. I can live with it. Personally, just me. Do you see any new odd rivals at the end of this arc? Maybe Vegeta and Jiren hit and Goku at the end of the Universe 6 tournament. I really think it's just going to come down to Goku versus Jiren. But as I said on my earlier video, I don't know if you guys saw that one I did yesterday. What if, and you know, share your thoughts and opinions about this in the comments. What if Jiren has just been like a placeholder this whole time, a red herring, as it were, and they're like sweeping Jiren under the rug. He's even calling himself a second fiddle, acting like he doesn't, like he's not anything compared to Jiren, but he's actually the main guy in here. I think that'd be great. I think that'd be awesome. I think nobody would have seen it coming, and a lot of people would have appreciated that. Myself, I think I would appreciate that, just because Jiren is not an interesting villain in my opinion. The Topo's a really, he's funny, he's cool looking, he has a genuine personality, and at least from what we've seen in the Tournament of Power, he seems like the guy who's more willing to erase other universes in the name of quote unquote justice, you know. So, you know, on top of that, Jiren just doesn't really do anything. So yeah, I would really like to see Topo step up at some point like this, and that whole I'm a second fiddle thing, yada yada yada, was just some to make us really unaware of his importance in the Tournament of Power. Plus, you have to look at, remember how they had Jiren in there and then they replaced him with Topo during the exhibition match. I've always considered that really, really weird, and I wonder whether or not they were hiding something or trying to figure out something. Maybe at some point, as I've argued before, Jiren and Topo were actually the same character and they decided to split them up for story purposes, or I don't know. All right. Do you think Vegeta's new form, Kaioken level, and Goku and Vegeta will get UI together next arc? I think Goku's getting UI before this arc. We had that promotional image. We still haven't seen Goku get UI with his shirt off completely. I think it's going to happen. Now, whether that's against Jiren or Topo, we don't know yet, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Personally, it's probably going to be Jiren. This whole arc has been really telegraphed at this point, and that's why I think we need a shakeup with Topo. I think that's a perfect, not too heavy shakeup, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't know if Vegeta's ever going to get UI. It'd be cool if he did. I like the whole UI transformation. I really do. Do you know why Topo and Android 17 weren't shown in episode 124 preview at all? Wasn't Gohan fighting Topo? Now switched to Dispo. Well, Topo's still in here. I think 17 might get eliminated soon. He's the next one to go. Him and Dispo are on their last legs, and 17 has had so much shine in this tournament. I'm surprised he's even still in it personally, but they're really just taking out people in terms of strength right now. So at least on the meter, 17's probably the next to go. And that's really kind of a shame because it's so predictable who they're going to take out next if it's just based on strength. But that's just the way they've decided to play it, and I guess that's fine. Hi, do you think Vegeta's new form is stronger than Goku's first UI? First Ultra Instinct trigger. Yes, I do. I do think he's stronger. And I also think that Vegeta, I don't know. I was thinking like maybe Vegeta, like a lot of people said that he has UI in his eyes. And I need to do a video about this week. I might do it for tomorrow, so you guys get a sneak preview. But I think how this is going to work is Goku and Vegeta are going to fight each other, or fight with each other alongside or to beat Jiren or whoever, and Vegeta's not actually going to get eliminated. He's just going to get incapacitated for now and be like he was after fighting Jiren at the start of 123, where he's basically on the sidelines watching the tournament but giving Goku instructions on how, like, when to fight or where Jiren is or something else like that. So he can I'm not sure exactly yet, but there was just that scene where Jiren was going after Goku and Vegeta was able to see Jiren and Goku wasn't. I think that was really cool. It's something I'd like to see them do more of in the future if they can. Anyway, I hope Vegeta's new form is equivalent to the God of Destruction level. Vegeta's new form looks badass. I agree. It's like Super Vegeta but blue. I love it. It's cool work. It's easy. Stay warm, bro. Make some tea. Yeah, I'll definitely be making some tea. I just did, actually. Real, do you think Super's popularity is going to dip after the Tournament of Power? It's quite possible. The Tournament of Power has just been nonstop action, is what people really like, myself included. So it's possible it dips. We're just going to have to wait and see. I really hope it doesn't because, it just really depends on what the story is next. And I think there's so many different opportunities, but we haven't heard anything, and I'm wondering whether they're still trying to figure it out themselves. Obviously, at this point, they must figure it out because we need more information. We need like more content. I want them not to stop. I want to see what they do next. I want to see where they go next. And there's just always so much possibilities, especially with the whole multiverse stuff. Even if they're getting rid of most of them, Super Dragon Balls, Frieza's wish, Jiren's wish, Topo's wish. We don't know anything about that. Who knows? We're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm excited to see where they go, and I think the interest is still gonna be there. The Tournament of Power has really turned the show around, in my opinion. I think for a lot of fans it has, and hopefully they figure out a way to propel it to the next arc even further, even more beyond, introducing interesting characters who are stronger than Goku and Vegeta at this point. But I don't know if they can top it in terms of just overwhelming amount of power-ups every single episode, almost every single character. That's one of the reasons I'd really like for them to hold off on Gohan, keep him relevant, and then give him the next arc. I think if you give Gohan the next arc and let him sit out the majority of this arc, people will go batshit crazy. They will be really interested in seeing where Dragon Ball Super goes from there, and Gohan's reemergence, if this was just the beginning of it. That would be my quick pitch. If I was Toriyama and Toei, it'd be like, just give the next arc to Gohan and the popularity will continue. It's basically having Trunks back, doing the Tournament of Power, uberly successful, and then giving the next arc to Gohan. I think that's a recipe for success, at least in my opinion. Dragon Ball Super over Dragon Ball GT, definitely all day. But GT is good too. If you haven't watched GT, watch GT. Don't let people tell you that it's bad or anything like that. It's actually a really fun show. The first 13 episodes are really bad to get through, but then after that, it's actually really fun. Do you think Super's pop? Oh, I already answered that. Sorry, I'm getting a little behind. I see that MJ's in the call. Hi, MJ. See. In the manga, Jiren has a personality. He's a pacifist and doesn't like fighting if it means destroying other universes. Yeah, I've discussed this before. I think in the anime, he's also a pacifist, and it would really go far explaining his character. And a lot of people misconstrue the concept of being a pacifist. It doesn't mean that you'll never fight and you'll go out of your way to not fight. It just means that you don't enjoy it. You don't appreciate it because it's not always the answer. So, I mean, who really knows? Stop it, manga Jiren. It any different? Stop it, manga Jiren. It's any different? Interesting. People. Hi, MJ. Like I said, people dick ride the manga way too much. Yeah, they do. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This could be a real controversial opinion, but I do not like the Dragon Ball Super manga. It has some really interesting visuals. It has some really interesting concepts, but the anime's better. It has been better for the longest of times. Once they started getting to a point where the manga started to, I guess, reinterpret things and take things out and all this other stuff, it's not even a template. It's just a completely different story. And if that's the one you want to focus on and pay attention to, that's fine. But the manga has a lot of fan service in it that even Super won't breach. And to be fair, it gets a little annoying, at least in my opinion. Oh, you know what? I'm going to call MJ, see if he wants to come in here. He probably won't. He doesn't have time for me. He doesn't have time for me. Let's just turn that. Oh my God, MJ's in the stream. Yeah. Oh, snuffle buckets. We can't swear. We can't swear at all. I'm trying to be a little quiet because, people sleeping. So just want to be courteous. I'm trying. You gotta calm yourself. Be zen. Okay. So let's see. One thing you'd like to see happen in the last few minutes, realistically, of Super, not likely. Mine would be if Gohan lost his arm like future Gohan. Think that would be pretty cool. What was something you'd like to see at the very end of Super? Or before? Let's reinterpret. I don't know exactly what he means, but realistically, before the end, what is something you'd like to see? Yes. Hmm. Yeah, I completely agree. That would be something I would really like to see. One of you know what? Let's say they did mention a couple arcs ago when Saiyans lose their ability to fight. You know, they lose their prime at around 80. Goku and Vegeta are still pretty far away from that, at least in their age groups. And I mean, it's harder for Vegeta because he keeps going in the god dang room of spirit and time. I know. He's eating up his life just to train. Jeez, but no, I would really like to see another time skip. I think when Dragon Ball Super starts to whittle down, we get that fight between Goku and Vegeta. It's like Dragon Ball Online, perfect iteration of it. It's the last thing they do. The last thing they do, but we get a major time skip to it. So once we get to the end of Dragon Ball Z, we're getting to the end of this 10-year time skip. That's when they can really start slowing down time. I know they've been kind of progressing pretty quickly. They could have really taken their time in the 10-year time skip, but they really decided not to. Maybe they were in a bind because Pan was being born around the Battle of Gods arc, so that obviously chips off a couple of years there. And now Brawl's born, so they only have a couple of years left until that last tournament where they take on Oob. Let's get another time skip. Goku and Vegeta, very into their prime, go fight each other. They're top of their abilities. They'll never get any stronger. And then it's just kind of a cliffhanger ending. I know a lot of people wouldn't like that, but because of that time skip, you open up the door to do something else. You know, you can come back and do another super type of thing that takes place in that 20-year time skip or something and really take your time, and the story never has to end, you know? Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, of course, that would be great. I don't see it happening, but that would be my best scenario as well. Something that I could really get behind. Let's move on because we don't want to get like too bogged down in one discussion. Of course, all these questions, guys, can make some really awesome discussions. MJ and I love just we do so many collabs, guys. You know, we just love sitting around talking about Dragon Ball, and we get lost in our own conversations. Even when we sit down to have like we bash out like four or 5, 6 collabs in one sitting, we get lost for like a couple hours talking about things we didn't even plan on recording. So it's just like it's just a constant conversation. But so I want to say this. So it was like maybe Goku, and I've heard a lot of people say this, but Mason Prince says this. They can't. I mean, wait, you talk. Yeah, that's weird. It's not picking you up. It should be. It wasn't? Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was. That's really weird. Let me come back in out go out and come back in. Sorry guys. Oh no. It was definitely coming in. Like I saw it was coming in before. I could definitely hear. I'm sorry guys if you didn't hear anything that we were saying. That's awful. Advanced audios. So stupid. Oh yeah, man, I'm sorry. Like I don't know how to fix it right now, like in the moment. Sweet. Okay, cool. All right, guys. He bounced. Sorry about that, guys. I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking, and we were just in a conversation. Anyway, uh, like I was saying, MJ and I, if you heard him any of that or not, like we always just get in our little conversations and we go off on it. So sorry if you couldn't hear that. Maybe we'll just do a quick discussion to discuss everything that we were saying there in order to kind of appease anyone who has been waiting for me to talk or just him to talk. So I'm just going to go through this stuff. If I could figure out how to fix that later, then I will. But just right now, Mason Prince, he says, maybe Goku and Jiren ring each other out in Vegeta and Toppo final fight. Vegeta wins, wishes back Universe 6. I like that idea. I like having Vegeta win this tournament, especially since it's been so ambiguous at this point. I really would like to see it happen. Let's keep going. Let's see. Do you think that we'll ever get to see UI Goku versus Beerus sometime soon? Not sometime soon. I really think that Beerus is going to be sitting out a whole lot of Dragon Ball Super at this point. I don't know if you guys heard MJ, but he makes a really good point. It's something him and I have discussed before. Jiren quite possibly is the next bar. Someone who's immortal, introduced, stronger than a god of destruction, that's going to put Goku and Vegeta over the gods of destruction in order to get them in a position to be where the next couple of antagonists don't actually have any effect and they can't be stopped by Beerus or Whis or anyone else like that. They're kind of slowly making Goku and Vegeta strong enough to go up against bosses or antagonists or villains that will reshape Dragon Ball Super and take away this hierarchy that the series already built up in such great detail. I actually really like that. I want to see that again, but if that's the truth, I really don't think we're going to get to see UI Goku versus Beerus anytime soon. Just my thoughts. Do you think Gohan can achieve a new transformation through ki control, like how completed SS Blue is kept within the body? Yeah, I think his new transformation, if he gets one, is going to be of calm nature and not anger like he always gets. It's something they've been talking about a lot. Piccolo was telling him, like you have all this anger through anger, or all these power-ups through anger. If you just clear your mind, you can do better. And I think that's how he's going to actually do it. But who knows? Do you think we'll get to see more Hit? I really do think we're going to get to see more Hit. I can't wait to see more Hit. Demon World arc, of course, this is something we need. The extended universe has really explored this stuff, and as I've talked about over and over and over again, this extended universe in Dragon Ball needs to be incorporated into Dragon Ball Super. Probably not in the same way, but it would be kind of a shame to get through all of Dragon Ball Super and not use Toa and Mira, at least in my opinion. They don't have to be their Xenoverse selves. They don't have to be their Dragon Ball Online selves or anyone else like that. We need to see it. I would love to see it, and I'd be so happy. If that's the next story arc after the Tournament of Power, I think that's the best thing that they could possibly do for the series. 17 getting erased would be cool. I think I'm not sure if I saw like it jumped, and someone said this, but someone said like, someone needs to die in Dragon Ball Super, and I already did a video about that, and I think the only two people that they could legitimately kill outside of in the 10-year time skip outside of the ending of Dragon Ball Z would be 17 and Ten Shinhan. And I think 17, after all the shine that he's gotten in the Tournament of Power, it would be kind of emotional to see him go in one way or another. And his connection with Krillin, his connection with 18, even the bond that he's made with Gohan or anybody else, he's fought the good fight, and he was the one who was so apprehensive really to this entire tournament. He didn't want to go. He was kind of okay with being erased. It makes a lot of sense. I would totally be okay with that. You would have had a lot of stakes here, and you cannot bring him back. I would love it. I think I would absolutely love that. And it would be cool, like, if they take out 17 for one reason or another, maybe he interrupts someone during the Tournament of Power because he's on the sidelines and something, and the Zenos erase him, but whoever he interrupts, be it Dispo or Topo or Jiren, is enough to give Goku and Vegeta, Gohan or Frieza, whoever, enough chance to actually get the winning shot or something like that. And so they erase him, and then they bring back all the universes, but because he wasn't erased with the universes, he doesn't come back. The same thing with Frost. And I think it would be cool to do that, even though I like Frost. I don't know what they could really do with him that they haven't already done. And now that Frieza's back, and hopefully Frieza's back for a longer period of time than just this tournament, they can utilize Frieza now, and they don't have to rely on Frost, and that's why they got rid of Frost as well. That's just my little pitch there. I think it'd be pretty cool. Not Dragon Ball related, but what do you think the anime industry or really any form of video media needs right now? I feel like some sort of renaissance is needed. Good question. I don't know. I just think that I think people need to focus on content, and I think we as fans, and I know this is weird considering the Dragon Ball community, and Dragon Ball isn't really the most well-crafted show. I mean, it's fun, and it's definitely for a particular audience. I think we as fans need to demand more, and I think that we need to stop promoting things solely on the basis of nostalgia. And it's weird to say this because, yeah, like, I cover Dragon Ball. I like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Super came back for nostalgia, and I'm excited about it week to week. But there are things coming back, especially in American and like in the American television industry, that just don't need to be brought back. And people are going to eat it up, and it's going to be successful. I'm just not a fan of it. I've gotten so tired of the Renaissance, like this nostalgia will bring back any show that anybody loved at any given time nonsense that we've been in for the last couple of years. I really hope it ends soon, and we can focus on actually having legitimate storytelling be brought back to television and everything around us. That's what I would really like to see. What do you think of Super Vegeta Blue? I like it. I think it's a really cool transformation. I just did a video about it today saying I was really underwhelmed with the transformation itself. I really wish they would have given it more time, more depth and everything, but it could have some potential in the future. We don't know if this transformation is complete yet, whether he's going to have more emotional moments or just this first stage, and they're going to be including this in episode 124, 125, and 126, or 125 and 126. We don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Right now, cool transformation. I can't wait to see what he can do with it. I hope it's something useful. The transformation itself, completely underwhelming. I didn't like it, and the very fact that most other people have gotten transformations in the Tournament of Power, in fact some of them have gotten even better ones, not just Goku Ultra Instinct, but Kale's Berserker form, not just her immense Berserker form, but also her taking it and controlling it Berserker form was pretty awesome. I would really like Vegeta. I think Vegeta deserves better than what we got there. Emotional, family-wise, everything that he's going through, everything that he's promised, and everything that he's achieved throughout Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super needed to be addressed in that shot, because there's so much at stake here. I wish he had been thinking about it, not just that one scene with Kaba, Just my thoughts. Let's see. Super Android 17 is the best GT arc. I think it's the arc in GT that has the most potential. It was pretty good, but at the same time, it just wasn't. Like it wasn't what I really imagined it to be, and I wish that they had taken more time with it. But obviously, at that point, they knew they were canceled, and they were just rushing through the story arcs in order to get to a satisfying conclusion. And you really can't say they didn't get to a satisfying conclusion. Jiren is just gangsta. Jiren is just gangsta. Who beats Topo? Vegeta beats Topo. I think that's. I mean, obviously, I think Vegeta beats Topo, or at least he figures out a way to hurt Topo enough to give someone the advantage to beat him, and without Vegeta, they wouldn't win at all. That's what I think. I mean, who knows? But I don't think a lot of people would like that. As I said before, they've already established that Topo is second fiddle to Jiren, and if Vegeta just beats Topo, a lot of people are going to feel like he should have gotten the big guy, the big one himself, and you always give Vegeta second fiddle to beat, and it's just too... It's just too, what's the word? It just predictable. It's too predictable. Yeah, that's what it is. Do you think Jiren will eliminate Goku and then Vegeta wins it? I would like that. I don't see it. How did you and MJ meet? How did I meet MJ? He asked me to do his podcast back when he was pretty small YouTuber, and at that point he had been doing podcasts with Mozilla Vulpix and Geekdom 101 and all these people. I checked it out, listened to his podcast with Danny, and I was like, yeah. I mean, like I'm down for it. No one's ever really asked me to be in a podcast before, and we had a whole lot of fun talking. And then he was always kind of, because we're in the same time zone, especially around that time, it was just so much easier to talk with him. Because when it was like this time at night for me, it was this time at night for him, and he was usually on. So like we would get on, we'd talk a couple hours, and do some videos, and then I'd go to sleep and get up and go to school the next day. So, it just kind of worked out, and we just kind of started bonding over Dragon Ball and other life stuff, and yada yada yada. Became pretty good friends. Do you think? I think it would be cool if Jiren actually wins the tournament, but then SNO to bring back all the universes. Yeah, I completely think that's going to happen. I just don't see them beating Jiren. He is just such a monster at this point, and I think it'd be cool. They push himself. Maybe he gains some respect for them and then uses the wish, even though it's not what he wanted, to bring back all the universes because he realizes that that's the right thing to do, yada, yada, yada. But the only problem with that is that we've seen it before in Dragon Ball Super. That's exactly what Hit did, and I'm not going to be okay with that. I won't. Did you play the Dragon Ball FighterZ game? It's good. I didn't play the beta. No, I didn't. So I'm hoping to get it when it comes out, but I don't think I'm going to have the money, honestly. MJ did join. He is currently unable to be, like, my streaming thing is just broken. It won't let him hear anyone, so sorry about that, guys. With Goku and Vegeta having gone different directions in their transformations, how do you think fusion like Gogeta or Vegito would work? With UI or Super? Maybe a mixture of the both would be pretty awesome. That's what I would like to see, but I don't think so. I think it would just be blue again. I don't think that they're really going to bring out fusion anytime soon. If you ask me, I think it was a little wasteful, and they kind of ruined the fusion in the whole Future Trunks arc. I really think they did, because the fusion's not even... It won't sustain anything right now. It won't sustain Goku and Vegeta using their full power. It won't even sustain them doing the dance fusion for that long, so I don't like it, honestly. What's up, Ninja? Oh man, it jumped ahead. I'm trying to get through all these comments. It's gonna take a little while, guys, so I'm really sorry. Let's see. I think they should kill off a certain character. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. I do think they should. Sup, man? Do you think it'd be cool for Gohan to use Kaioken like Goku and save new form for him down the road? Yeah, I really do think they need to save Gohan's form for down the road. Not every single Saiyan should get a transformation in the Tournament of Power, and I really think that if the next arc, like I said earlier, is focused around Gohan, then people will be actually excited for the next arc. It will be like, oh, a Gohan arc, and I think that's going to be new and different enough, kind of like bringing back Future Trunks, to get people interested, and they can coast on that until they find a better story for Goku down the line. That's what I really think they should do. Do you plan to bring anyone on? LOL, Roshi, or Beerus, one would matter a lot more than the other. Wouldn't Beerus dying would be really cool, I think. That would be cool. It's possible. I mean, a lot of people speculated, and I like the idea of Boo becoming a god of destruction because of his massive potential, his relation to Boo, and Goku going to train him. A lot of potential there to be really an awesome story. Given some spoilers that have come to light, I think one of the last shots in the preview is Beerus being angry and with his aura blazing because he can hear what Frieza is planning. Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you mean. So he overhears Frieza. I mean, he has those big ears, and they've established that having big ears allows you to hear pretty well in Dragon Ball. That would be cool. I would actually like that. We're going to have to wait and see. But Frieza's already done this, right? He's already kind of asked, and he's already kind of done... I mean, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. To me, I know a lot of people have said this, but to me it definitely does seem like Frieza will probably do the same thing he did with Frost, and it would be funny if it didn't work. I mean, obviously Dispo's been in here. He might have noticed that going on as well. We've already gotten to see him kind of looking at Frieza. He's at least noticed Frieza, so possibly, just possibly, he knows Frieza is going to betray him like that, and he plays along just long enough to get the upper hand on both of them. That'd be cool. I wouldn't mind that. Another timeline where Gohan is the lead as he was intended would be nice. Yeah, but I don't think we're going to be... I think we do need to be messing with timelines more because there had to be a reason to introduce it, but I don't think we're really going to, honestly. We're going to have to wait and see. What do you think about the power scaling issue some people have with the series? Those are legitimate concerns, but I can overlook it. I am talking about Trunks defeating enemy Vegeta could not. I don't have any concerns with the power scaling in Dragon Ball Super. I know a lot of people do. I don't. It's okay. I'm fine just somewhat treating, at least fighting wise, Dragon Ball Super like a Saturday morning cartoon show. I'm happy with it. I'm not tired of the power scaling or anything else like that. As long as what's happening in the story makes sense, then I'm fine. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it does. It's ridiculous. I don't know. We can't hear you, MJ. We can't hear. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. I just got up to this. I'm really behind. So silly. Gosh. Sorry, I just let MJ talk so long. My question is, how far is Goku willing to go to get more power? He's already shaking infinity for God's sake. He's already shaking infinity for God's sakes. Yeah, I mean, Goku will get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. It's gonna be ridiculous. He's never gonna stop. There's nothing he won't do. I mean, he won't be a terrible person, but yeah, he's always gonna push himself. This is his entire character. His best anime of all time. Do you think you'll make a video on your opinions on the DC characters on Fighters? I was thinking about that. Yeah, DC characters on Fighters, who should it be and why? But I'm not really so much of a game guy. You gotta go to a lot of other people for gaming content. There's so many other people like Rhymestyle and Donnie and Gaming Claw and all these other people do the game side of it. I don't really care about it. I'm not so much of a gamer these days. Law school's fine. I really hope Android 17 beats the ish out of Topo. It'd be cool to see them fight. I don't think they're going to. It's weird because MJ's been saying that they should fight for a long time, and I really think they've decided that Dispo's going to fight Frieza. I really think that's what they've decided. I don't know why. It made a whole lot more sense to do the other thing, have Frieza fight Topo and have 17 and Gohan fight Dispo. But as we know with Super, they just do a whole lot of other things, you know. They don't let interesting ideas play out or things that seem like they're obvious, you know, like Frieza fighting Topo. That seems obvious, at least in my opinion. We're going to have to wait and see. What do you think the ending will be? I think the ending should be Goku and Vegeta fighting one last time. I don't want to see what happens. I either Vegeta wins or Vegeta wins or they don't show it at all, at least in my opinion. That should be the ending of Dragon Ball Super. Cough, cough. Did Bill Nye save the world? Cough, cough. Who is the strongest god of destruction? It is Beerus. I think it's Beerus. I think the manga showed that it was basically Beerus and Quintella, I think, are the two strongest. So that's just the manga's interpretation. We don't know when it comes to the anime, but I'm going to go with Beerus, as weird as that is to say. What if Goku and Vegeta fuse and combine their new form powers? I think it'd be cool to have like a super, super ultra instinct where it's not slim, it's just like super bulky, but also impervious to being hit. I think that'd be kind of cool. Let's see. Look at the fish, dude. DBS lore world building is greater than Dragon Ball Z world building lore. Would you agree? Yes, Dragon Ball Super has advanced the story so much. And I just want to go off on a little small tangent here when it comes to Dragon Ball Super and why it's awesome and why I don't really mind if Toriyama steps off of Dragon Ball Super at this point, is because a lot of people give GT a lot of criticism, but you have to remember what they were working with at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Toriyama left nothing for them. He basically said Goku goes and trains this kid named Oob, and then it's done. It was pretty close shut book. And they took what they did throughout the Dragon Ball Z days, these little small things like the Tuffles and the concept of hell, and also the concepts from the movies and all this other stuff, and they put together an interesting concept for a story. A lot of it rehashed the original days of Dragon Ball, which wasn't really the best move in my opinion. Obviously they wanted to attract new kids. This show had been on for a long time. It was a weird move considering people still liked the show who were older, who had been watching it. They should have just continued that story path, but they did take certain things and certain elements that were they introduced throughout Dragon Ball Z and make a story about it. If Toriyama left Dragon Ball Super now, they wouldn't have the same problem. There would be too much to go on. I mean, they could do anything they want. They can explore any other alternate universes. They can explore the Nabekian Book of Legends. They can explore Zarama. They can explore everything. And it wouldn't be that big of a deal. They did a pretty good job with GT if you think about it in that way. And that's just the way I've always thought about it. It'd be really interesting to see what they can do without Toriyama. I know a lot of people think that's blasphemous, but I just personally think that would be kind of cool. So yeah, that would be dumb though, because Topo is legit. SSB Kaioken tier, yeah, but we don't know what he's holding back. Topo is a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken tier, but we don't know if he's holding back anything. We don't know what happened in those 2-day time skip or date span between the Tournament of Power and the exhibition match. So we don't know. We don't know anything about making a mortal the god of destruction, how that much power that gives them, and even this concept that, yeah, Jiren might be stronger than a god of destruction. He might be stronger than Vermouth, but because Vermouth is a god of destruction, obviously Jiren's not going to attack him, even though he might think of what he does is bad. I mean, these guys fight for justice. He might be a pacifist, as what we saw in the manga, and even certain hints that we've gotten throughout the Dragon Ball Z anime. Vermouth can just probably take Jiren out, maybe, because he's a god of destruction. So if Topo is a god of destruction or something, then maybe he can actually take, maybe just because of that, and if they explain it a little bit, actually show a flashback that would explain this, or give some dialogue that would explain this, it would go a long way in creating the convenience or plot convenience for Topo to be as strong as he actually ends up becoming, and being the big bad of Dragon Ball Super, the Tournament of Power, or anything else like that. Personally, I don't know. It'd be cool. But Vegeta fans always complain, to be honest. I know a lot of these things are... I might skip a little bit. Oh, no, I'm almost there. Okay. What's your favorite arc? The Tournament of Power is my favorite arc in Dragon Ball Super. Outside of that, I guess I would have to say the Cell games and all that other stuff. I really like that arc. I think it plays out really well, and having all the Super Saiyans at once, totally awesome. And everyone gets a shine. The Buu arc, I also think, is completely underwhelming. It starts off awesome. The Great Saiyaman stuff is awesome. It's really grown on me as I grew up. And also another arc where everyone gets their shine in Dragon Ball Z, at least in my opinion, and what we as Western fans think Dragon Ball should be. That's what that arc is in spades, and it's always been the most interesting thing to me. People hate it, but it's almost the epitome of what people want from Dragon Ball and has always wanted from Dragon Ball. Super Saiyans, great power-ups, awesome transformations, interesting villains who keep getting progressively stronger, and everyone gets a shine to the point where you don't know exactly how it's going to end. Awesome. If that arc was playing today, I think a lot of people would be really super stoked on it and everything that's happening every single episode, but that's just me. Let's see. To be honest, I think if they did the dance fusion, it'd be more and more last half. I'm sorry. To be honest, I think if they did the dance fusion, it would more or less last the rest of the tournament. I think so too. I mean, there's only a couple minutes. They should probably, if they're going to do the fusion, it'd be kind of cool to see them do the dance fusion, make that canon for once. I kind of hope all the erased universes stay erased. What do you think? I think it'd be cool if they all stayed erased. I think that would be a really, really daring move for Dragon Ball Super, for Toriyama and Toei, getting rid of a lot of potential. But they have gone a long way to show that those universes didn't have a whole lot of potential of challenging Goku and Vegeta, so it's possible that they stay erased. The only real casualty we get there is losing Universe 6. I think that would make that decision really ballsy, honestly, and I don't think I'd be happy with it if we lost Universe 6. So bringing Universe 6 back, keeping everything else erased outside of maybe Universe 2, because there's still a lot of questions there, I'm fine with it. One of the things I would like them to do, because there's two Zenos, I did a video on this, but because there's two Zenos, they did a tournament power, they both had a lot of fun. They'd be like, oh, we want to do this again, and the Grand Priest is like, but you can't do this again, because, like, you know, you erased all these universes, you're only going to have 5, that's not enough to have a tournament, it's only 50 people, it's not going to work out. And it's like, but maybe we can do the Battle Royale thing. It's like, but there's only 5, it's odd numbers. So what they do is they bring back some of the cool universes from that have actually been erased. And they have Universe 7, Universe 6, Universe 2, and Universe, I don't know, 3. Oh no, it would be Universe 6, 7, 2, and 11. So all the ones that are still around, the kind of the last ones in the tournament, or some of the last ones in the tournament that are twins of each other, have to fight the remaining 4 universes that were actually left off at some future tournament. So, like, say the present Zeno wants to get rid of all these universes, so he doesn't sign off on bringing any universes back, and so he takes the 4 that he was willing to actually care for in the first place, you know, the ones with the higher mortal levels. But the one from the future is like, no, that's crazy. Like, this has been so much fun. Let's just bring back a couple of them to make it even. So we have 8 universes each. You have your 4 with the highest mortal levels, and I have my 4 with the lower ones that we got to see actually fight. So I got Goku and Jiren and Ribrianne and Hit and all these other people on my team, and we're going to come back here, and we're not going to do a battle royale situation. We're going to actually have universes on teams in a tournament bracket like situation, really like the Dark Tournament arc of Yu Yu Hakusho. I think that would be really cool. I would love to see that, and I hope they do that, because I want to see another tournament of power like this. I just don't think that if the universes stay erased, it's going to be cool at all, because we're not going to have a whole lot to go off of. You know, the stakes are way too high in order to do another tournament like this, and that's really kind of sad. But I got into a huge little rant there, didn't I? Let's see. No, they are going to kill off Hit, one of the best characters. Yeah, no way they're going to do that. He needs to come back. Kale Khalifa needs to come back. Kaba needs to come back. Frost even, I think, needs to come back. He's still pretty cool, even though they need to make Frieza probably a mainstay character at this point. I would be kind of I'd be unhappy if they didn't, honestly. I would really like for them to. It is dope. It is Dispo, not Beerus. This arc has Gohan as the captain. This arc has Gohan as the captain. This should be the arc to get his transformation. He hasn't had a transformation since the Buu arc. He gets snubbed more than Vegeta. Yes, he does, but he's also not had a whole lot of relevance in most of Dragon Ball Super. So, like I said, have this be his reintroduction to it. Have him fight the good fight. Have him even be one of the last remaining people, maybe one of the people who helped save his universe, and then focus an entire arc on him. Like maybe Cell like arc where he's always in the background and then he comes kind of roaring to the front. Having Gohan come roaring to the front right now, I feel like would be a lot really disingenuous because it's focused so heavily on other characters, and Gohan's basically sat on the sidelines this entire tournament. I mean, he literally started the tournament sitting on the sidelines and waiting everyone, letting everyone else do it as Goku and Vegeta and Frieza and the androids went their merry way, and everyone else kind of stayed near the pillar. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. Gohan's gotten some really good shine in the last couple episodes, but I'm not really focused on him being the savior of the tournament. It would be cool. I would accept it. I would just think that they would give him a little bit more shine, a little bit more build up, and if this is the beginning of that, I would be okay with that. Vegeta's new form is underwhelming. I agree. I did a video on that. Hey, if Zeno is the strongest, why does he need to be protected by someone else? I don't know. That's a good point. A lot of people brought that up. I don't know. I really don't. It's weird. I want Zeno to be... I want Zeno to grow up. I want him to grow up and actually be like more mature as the show gets more mature, because they're kind of windows into what the audience is or what they believe the audience is. And if they grow up and if they look at the world differently, and as the audience is supposed to be looking at the world differently, and we go from Dragon Ball Super basically being the Dragon Ball of this new generation of Dragon Ball, and then going into the next Dragon Ball Super, which is basically the Dragon Ball Z that's darker and more brooding and grittier and more mature, I think that'd be kind of cool. Let's see. After the Tournament of Power, I want storyline of Trunks and Goten being done in between the Tournament of Power. Yes, I agree. I think it'd be kind of cool to, do some slice of life moments that were basically what was going on during the Tournament of Power as everyone was fighting. So before everyone comes back, we have some Goten and Trunks and Marin episodes, maybe Bulma and Brawl episodes, maybe a Yamcha episode. It's a good 3 weeks, a good 3 episodes of seeing what happened during that 48 minutes with everyone else. I would be perfect. Maybe even just 1 or 2 episodes that can kind of cut in between other people. I would like to see that. Sorry, I was going for a while. My phone died. I got a charger. Hey, Mark. Is Jiren stronger than Beerus? No, I don't think he's stronger than Beerus. Hey, man. Two kids. If Vegeta got to get eliminated, Goku going to be fighting Jiren if Vegeta fights Jiren. Wait, if Vegeta's going to get eliminated and Goku going to fight Jiren if Vegeta fights Jiren. I don't understand what that's supposed to mean. If he's gonna get eliminated, will Goku continue to fight him? I think so. Sorry, Beerus over Jiren. Beerus was built up to stay strong. Hakai, Jiren. Are you hoping to get to the end of the tournament? Wait, are you hoping they get to the end of Z tournament soon? Are you still and are you still doing that giveaway from your last stream? I am doing the giveaway from my last stream. It's been a really rather busy weekend. I wasn't expecting it to. I need to get in touch with the people who actually won and figure out a way to do that. I think what I'll do is give passes. I know they have like gift cards to that stuff instead of actually getting like a physical copy of the game, which I know you might not like. I'll discuss it. I'll discuss it with those people in private. How long until Goku surpasses Beerus? I don't think long, actually. I might have argued differently earlier, but I don't think he has a whole lot of time until he actually ends up surpassing Beerus, and that's going to be the crazy part. Is once he does, I think we're in a completely different world of Dragon Ball that takes away basically the entire hierarchy that this Dragon Ball Super series has been building up for the most part, because everyone can say like, okay, yeah, like Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Balls always have this ridiculous power scaling. It's always had this, no, I'm stronger than you, and as I talked about earlier, we had this movie, Dragon Ball Super has had this movie mentality, the original Dragon Ball Z movies, where each individual antagonist, whoever they're fighting at any given point, especially with Goku, is stronger than the person he fought previously. And I know that's really hard to take in because logically it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that Kefla should be stronger than Merge Zamasu or anything else like that. It's not what we really expect. but it's possible. And it's basically the way you're supposed to interpret the show. At least that's the way I believe, the way we're supposed to interpret the show. And the only problem with that is, even though Dragon Ball Super is always, or Dragon Ball's always done that, Dragon Ball hasn't always done what Dragon Ball Super has, and that is introduce characters like Beerus and Whis and the Grand Priest and the bodyguards of Beerus, or as Zeno, and actually Zeno. They haven't introduced a hierarchy. Anyone they ever fought is the hierarchy that they're on at that particular moment. Frieza had henchmen, so those henchmen were stronger than Vegeta, stronger than Gohan, stronger than Krillin, stronger than Goku at any given point. But Frieza was the top of that hierarchy. There was a pinnacle to it that was actually achievable, and you knew they had to achieve it. Now, we've been looking ever since the beginning of this series at Beerus. He's strong. Whis is stronger. It was immediately like the first thing they said, really, after the movie. Like, Whis is stronger than Beerus, and Goku can't even beat Beerus. He can't even compete with Beerus at his full power. This guy is incredibly strong. And then they just went from there. No, there's multiverses, and there's other gods of destruction, there's other angels, and then there's this Grand Priest guy who has the power level, one of the 5 biggest power levels in all the multiverse. And then there's this little kid thing that's supposedly so powerful he can destroy universes with a blink of an eye. We've seen him do it. So, yeah, like, it's weird. We've never been in this situation before. We don't know what way is up or down. So I think the only way they can really get past this is making basically Beerus and maybe even Whis obsolete. I don't know how they make Whis obsolete, but Jiren might be the pinnacle of getting Goku and Vegeta away from being mortals and more so past the God of Destruction. So anything they come up against outside of the Grand Priest, outside of Zeno himself, they cannot do anything about it. And Goku and Vegeta are stronger than Beerus and Whis and everyone else, and they're the ones who have to stop the issue. And that's weird. I don't think a lot of people are going to like that, but I think that's the only way we logically progress the story. I don't know about it, but just a thought. Where did I stop? Who would win, Black Earth versus Hit? I did a video about that so long ago, and Black would destroy. Or no. Oh man, no, late night. No. Hit would destroy Black. I mean, without a doubt. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why people don't think. I know what I just said, and like, yes, logically speaking, the way we're supposed to interpret it is that Black is stronger than Hit. Cool. I'm fine with that. But logically speaking, Black would get wrecked by Hit. Hit would come in and use his assassin techniques immediately. Black would have no reason to expect that, especially being from Zamasu. Even if he watched God to binge watch it, the only thing he would have studied is Goku versus Hit or Vegeta versus Hit, and he didn't get to see Hit put out those moves. He really couldn't. They made a point he couldn't in that tournament. So, Black versus Hit, mano a mano, very first time they fought, Hit comes in, takes him out immediately. There's no reason for him to fight. He'd be done. Hit wins. Maybe on a technicality, because Hit's just a stronger opponent, but I just think that that's personally true. Let's see. Kyokai's in here, or at least he was. I know these are older. Hit versus Black depends on Black adapts the time skip. Yeah, but I don't think Black has enough time to adapt to the time skip. I think Hit just takes him out. Let's see. Universe 3's big 3 are all very interesting. They need to do a spin-off movie or special or something, to be honest. So John, if you're still in here, anyone who's interested, it's very easy to find this. It's right on my front page. You just have to scroll down to the bottom. I did a quick pitch a couple months ago about Universe 11 and the Pride Troopers and what I would like to see in a spin-off Pride Troopers series that deals with future Trunks' timeline or one of the other timelines. I can't remember exactly what I said. It deals with future Trunks' timeline and Beerus and Champa's wish on the Super Dragon Balls, because nothing that happens in future Trunks' timeline should affect Champa looking for the Super Dragon Balls. And essentially, I won't spoil everything, but essentially we get to figure out what Champa's wish is because he keeps looking for the suckers, and that sends the entire multiverse into a spiral to the point where the Pride Troopers have to police the entire multiverse. And that's how they run into really strong people, and you can even have Kaba and Trunks and all these other people come in and be recruited and all this other stuff. I think it'd be really fun. That's what I would do. I think that'd be really fun. Be completely away from the main timeline, completely different from everything else going on right now. Introducing Trunks back into the fray, maybe introducing Hit and Kaba and giving them stories outside of Goku and Co. Really awesome. I would really like to see that. But if you're interested, yeah, it's pretty easy to find it. You can find it pretty on the front page of my channel. Black Goku and Hit are the two fan favorites. Yes, they are. I just definitely like Hit better than Black. Jiren. Okay, how can we get DBS writers to take the show more seriously again? I think they're taking this show seriously. It's just television has changed so much since Dragon Ball Z was on that I think people don't really expect it to be anything else like that, you know. So let's see. Like Dragon Ball Z, okay. It'd be cool if Dragon Ball. It'd be cool. I'm just completely out of it. Okay, it'd be cool if the fighting stage collapses and nobody wins, and the Zenos want the God of Destruction to settle in Beerus' full power versus Belmont. That would be cool. I would actually really appreciate that. I would, guys. Would you like that? Belmont and Beerus like fighting it out, figuring out who's gonna win this thing. I think I would like that. I gotta say, okay, you can't. There's making too much money, so time format. Yeah. Anyway, Mark says you can't do that. I agree, you can't, but it'd be cool. I'm doing fine, waiting for work. Okay, Kyokai, how are you? Always nice to see you around. It's been way too long since you and I have talked. Your favorite universe besides 7 and 6? My favorite universe besides 7 and 6, which is probably going to annoy a lot of people, is universe 2. There's so much mystery around that universe. Like, why do they have so many people that universe 7 should have? It makes no sense to me, and I want to know why. I want to explore why are they so weird? Why were they streaming to everyone? What is this whole thing about love? Why are they all copacetic? I mean, why? I know there's like no silly stupid explanation for it. That's fine. I would just do something differently. I would make it make sense. I would figure out a way to tie it all together, and it would be interesting to me personally. Let's see. If Frieza met Goku Black, do you see him trying to kill him on sight, or would he see them working together? And how soon do you think Frieza would betray him and kill him? I think they work together. I definitely think they work together, and I definitely agree with you. I think that Frieza betrays him. Depends. It depends. Like, I think he fights him, but I think Frieza is smart enough to realize that it's not Goku pretty quickly. I think he knows Goku after all the fights and everything they've gone through, that he realizes that Black isn't Goku, and then realizes that he might be easy to betray. And I think what he does is I think it's weird. Do you kind of see Frieza playing a Frost, like playing up like, oh, you know, these Saiyans, like playing the victim of the Saiyans, and like, oh, and then Zamasu or Black, whatever you want to call him, is like, yeah, they think they're above gods. Is like, yeah, but they think they're also above mortals too, and yada yada yada. It's weird because I don't think Black would team with Frieza. I think that's the only thing. I think Frieza would try to play him, but I don't think Black would team with Frieza, honestly. So I think Black probably tries to kill him, and then Frieza tries to kill him, and then it's just an epic battle. That would be cool, though. I would really like to see that fight. I want to see Jiren at full power. So do I. I don't know how strong he is. Let's see. 12-hour shift. Unrelated, but who do you think is the best soccer player in the world? I really don't know, man. I'm sorry, I'm not a huge soccer fan, or football, or whatever anyone wants to call it. Tell me about it. I'm in the same with kid working child at college. My uploads have decreased just as things pick up. Yeah, it's hard to get videos out every day, guys. I'm with you. I wish I was able to do more of this. I wish I was able to keep up with all three of my channels, but This is the only one I'm actually really kind of consistent on because it's not only my biggest audience, but heck, it's Dragon Ball. There's always something to talk about with Dragon Ball. The show is awesome for conversations and discussions and speculations and all this other stuff. Like I say every time, I just need to make this a point because I feel like a lot of people don't see it. I love Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball is the type of show that makes me feel like a kid again. It's inconsistent. It's full of awesome moments. I feel like Zeno kind of ooh ah like the entire time, and without it, like it makes me calm down. It makes me feel like a kid on the playground with my friends. You got like you guys in those positions, like just speculating and everyone sharing their thoughts and opinions. Like, oh man, like, do you think Topo's actually this person, or do you think like do you want to see if Jiren has full power? What is he able to accomplish? Will Goku and Vegeta fuse? Like, what would happen if Frieza met Black? All this other stuff. Like, that's what I did as a kid, guys, and it's so awesome to be sitting here on a much bigger scale now, talking to you guys at least at what is for me like midnight with all these thoughts, theories, and speculations. We can sit around and talk about this show constantly for hours on end. That's awesome. I can't believe that I'm able to do this, and that's one of the reasons I refuse not to upload at least on this channel every single day. But Real Talk is also, I think, at least in my opinion, probably my better channel. I like pitching movies and television show ideas a lot more. It's easier on there, and also talking about television and movies and stuff, just way more my passion. But this community, at least in my opinion, it's just so receptive to these ideas. It's receptive to people speculating as I do, and just always something to talk about with an episode every single week. And I wouldn't be where I am or who I am without this channel. When I first started this, guys, I couldn't even do this. Now I've been sitting here talking almost consistently for an hour. So that's huge. I used to get so afraid of this. Was afraid of public speaking, all this stuff, and YouTube's changed that around, and I absolutely adore it. I adore the people that I've met on this network. Two of them I know. I don't know if they're still in here, but Kyokai and Mark, they're both awesome. MJ is awesome. Danny and Dino and Donnie and everybody else. I like saying their names in unison because it's all D names. Anyway, let's get back to it. I think that's a fair comment to make. I really would like to see upset Gohan, though. Yeah, I would like to see it. I think we might be able to see it. I think it'd be bad to have Gohan do anything but a rage boost. I think it'd be weird to have Gohan have like a zen moment before having a rage boost. A lot of people want that Gohan rage boost, so I'm sure they'll do it just if nothing to hype us up. It's something that we all like about Gohan. We all want to see more and more of him do, and I can't wait to see what they do with him, considering he's still here. They brought him back for a reason. I would like for a new transformation, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. The strong guys always have weaker henchmen. Yep. How strong are things that protect Zeno? Probably pretty strong. I don't know why they're there. It's okay. Maybe your channels will blow up and we can quit our jobs. LOJK. We need to work together soon. I'm sure Mark and Kyokai are just talking. That's what that was. Favorite moment in the tournament? Mine's Beam struggle with Aniraza. Oh yeah. My favorite moment in the tournament power, and this might really make people mad, but I really like the hit fight. I think the hit fight was awesome, and I know a lot of people think that episode 109 and 110 were awesome, but the hit fight, the next episode, that ending to episode 110, assassin, what are you doing? I'm working. Oh, freaking chills, man. Like, I still love that episode. I can't get enough of that episode, and I need to go back and watch it again. In fact, that's probably the one thing I'm going to do once the Tournament of Power ends. I'll probably just sit back and watch all of them. I don't binge watch Dragon Ball Super. I need to go back and watch it. I'm really just waiting for it to be on Blu-ray and DVD so I can watch it, especially in the dub format, because as much as I like the sub and I appreciate the sub, I also like kind of blatantly just sitting around relaxing with a beer or something and just letting the show play out, not having to read it, not having to trying to interpret the difference between Western, like English and Japanese sayings and stuff, and have to analyze it and go, as much as I appreciate it, go to Kenzairo or Herms or anyone else to figure out like what it really means and what they're really saying or anything else like that. That I want to see what they come up with the English dub and take it like that. Just my opinion. I know a lot of people would say that's heresy, but I just it's simpler. It's simpler in my opinion. How old are the angels? Probably pretty old. Definitely older than the gods of destruction. Ultra Instinct, Black Goku. That would be awesome. Would you, Danny and MJ, ever do a collab discussing the best Ultra Instinct memes? A collab on memes? I don't know about that. That's an interesting question. I've had people ask me to do a collab on memes before, or at least a discussion on them. I haven't ever really thought about doing that, but I guess it makes sense some way. What if Universe 7 loses? Do you think we'd be spared in the grand scheme of things? I mean, there's a good chance that we can stay but not get the wish. Would be good enough, do you think? If Universe 7 loses, and this is just my opinion, I know I cover a lot of this stuff on videos, so I'm sorry if you guys have heard this before. I know all my subscribers and people like here aren't always on the my subscribers don't always watch every video that I put out, and that's absolutely fine. The thing is I'm having a hard time believing that we're done with the Tournament of Power as soon as the Tournament of Power is actually done with. And I have a lot of reasons for thinking about this, and I probably need to do another video about this with MJ or one of my other friends on here, Mark or Kyokai. I'm sure they'd be glad to if I can get them on the phone. But I think that the Tournament of Power cannot be the end of this. The tournament arc started with the Zenos being bored of blowing up planets. Now they're blowing up universes. They've only agreed to a 48-minute fight, but these are the strongest beings that we've ever seen. These guys are bored. I mean, part of the main story of the last arc of the series was Zeno literally being so bored that he called Goku to come play with him. Goku brought him his alternate self, and yet they still got bored within a matter of 9 months. But I don't see them not getting bored again. I mean, this was awesome for them, but it was only 48 minutes. That's a very short amount of time in the long run. And Goku and Vegeta and Gohan and Frieza and 17 and 18, Piccolo and Krillin and Tenshinhan and Master Roshi, I don't know who. I just don't see Universe 7 being able to pull out a win against Jiren and Toppo and Dispo at this point. They're so strong. I know transformations being what they are and giving a good fight, but I think that's what it's really going to boil down to, is a really, really good fight between Goku and Jiren, Vegeta and Jiren, Toppo and everyone else, whoever. And the Zenos are going to have so much fun that they're going to offer, at least knowing Goku, they don't want to destroy them. It gave a great fight. Universe 7 was the main highlight of this entire tournament. They're going to offer Goku, probably Goku and Vegeta, maybe Frieza. I would love those three people, just the characteristics of them, the banter that you would have, all three of them either hating on each other but having to work together, and some kind of another game that they put together where they have to save their own universe, running against the clock or something, and that's the next arc. So it's just basically a continuation of the Tournament of Power. Maybe even throw Gohan in there before, like I said earlier, having Gohan finds a new transformation in this type of game where Goku and Vegeta and Frieza are all at the pinnacles, Ultra Instinct being mastered, the Super Vegeta being mastered, perfect, True Golden Frieza being mastered, and Gohan getting this transformation, epic as it is. All of them working together in order to solve a puzzle, do something before the time runs out in order to save Universe 7. That'd be awesome. And then also setting up the next arc from there with whatever Jiren wants with his wish, and they have to deal with that as well. Maybe them coming out of that game with the new reality that Jiren's wish brought back all the universes, including the other 6 that were introduced or they talked about in the Future Trunks arc. That would be kind of cool, and we kind of jump from there. That's already 2 kind of semi-connected arcs, completely connected from the Tournament of Power to the next one, to the next one. I think that'd be, I don't know. I just like to spitball ideas. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Uh, let's see. Oh my gosh, this I love this, but it just never ends. I've always taken a liking to Universe 3. I hope they come back. They're awesome universe with some talented fighters. I agree. Plus, it's just unique. You know, I want to go explore that universe. What we've seen from it is like the lights and the robots and all this other stuff. I want to see more of it. And it would be really a shame if they didn't bring it back in some form. But you know, them and their like Universe 3, their people is Universe 10. You know, their twin universe, and Universe 10 already had its moment of glory. I don't know. I don't see them bringing back one universe without bringing back its twin, but I could be wrong. Yo, what's up, bro? What's up, Mario? True Gold and Frieza versus Black. True Gold and Frieza takes him out pretty easily. At least I think. That would be good. I'm sorry if those comments are hard for me because I don't know what you're talking about because I'm going through this pretty slow, methodical, and all that other stuff. So, what are the gods and angels? When there are gods and angels, there must be devils and demons at some point. I agree. We already talked about this way earlier on in the stream, but a demon arc, bringing in Toa and Mira, figuring out a way to bring in other characters like that, explore those worlds a little bit more. You don't need to grow Dragon Ball Super any more than it already is, but at the same time, those storylines from the extended universe of Dragon Ball and the video games and all this other stuff is ripe for the picking, and I think that they really need to start exploring it at some point. Make it canon. Make Toa and Mira canon in Dragon Ball. I would love that. I'm sure a lot of other people would love that. I would be really surprised to see the backlash if there is any. Those are cool characters, and I want to see them be explored a little bit more in the series, or in a different way, or something. Treated Danger versus Kamikaze Fireball. Who wins? I don't know. I have no idea. Dragon Ball Super will not finish anytime soon. I agree with that. Is Goku above any god of destruction? No, I don't think it yet he is, but I think he will at some point. You should have more subscribers. Your channel is really informative. Thank you. I don't know if my channel is really informative. I don't like. I get a lot of hate for this. I guess I'll just talk to you guys. You guys are here right now. I do get a lot of hate for this. A lot of people think that my channel isn't informative. I don't necessarily try to be informative. I don't do reviews. I don't do spoilers. I don't want to pander to you guys in that way. And not so much that people pander. It's just that, you know, other channels do that stuff. And you guys probably know them. And you probably would prefer watching them. I mean, I know. And this is just from the top of this is from the bottom of my heart. I know that you guys aren't going to come to me, probably some of you, but not everybody is going to come to me to hear my thoughts on every individual episode of Dragon Ball Super. In fact, I don't even think my heart would be in it to talk about every individual episode of Dragon Ball Super on Saturday or on Sunday every single week, because some episodes just aren't worth talking about. But some episodes give us a lot. The last two episodes, episode 122, episode 123, gave us a whole lot to talk about. Some really interesting concepts, some really interesting discussions. And what I try to do is give you legitimate discussions, be it with myself or some other person, about one specific thing that happened in one specific episode, or speculation on multiple things that have happened throughout the series that I think it'd be cool to explore later down the line. I'm never saying, and I don't want to ever give off the impression that I'm saying any of this stuff is possible or any of this stuff is confirmed to happen or anything else like that, unless I do know that in fact it is, because I want to have fun. I want to talk about what's possible. I don't want to talk about what will happen. I don't want to try to guess exactly how things are going to play out. I want to talk about character interactions. I want to talk about story purposes for lines that are said or characters that are introduced, and figure out a way that would make sense to at least me or you guys as the story plays out. Am I right? Sometimes I've been right. Most of the time I'm not, but that never bothers me because I have so much fun dissecting the series, and I come away with it, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well, thinking, yeah, like Dragon Ball Super isn't exactly what I want it to be, but at least I'm having these conversations. I'm thinking about what's possible, and hopefully as as it goes on, these conversations, you start thinking about it the same way I did when I grew up. It makes you a better storyteller because you kind of see connections that not even the series is making, and thinking to yourself, oh, they could really play off of that one thing they said like 100 episodes ago to come back and really tie in this particular story element, and that could lead to so many different other possibilities, or yada yada yada. That to me has always been special. It's one of the reasons I love talking about Dragon Ball, talking about movies, talking about TV, pitching my own ideas. I worked in film for a while, mostly as a producer, but I definitely have stories under my belt that I've written and I've pitched and I've come up with people that have gotten me a lot of praise in the past, and I think that that's really the only important thing I could bring to Dragon Ball, that I can bring to the YouTube community, is the utmost freedom to take something and kind of, run away with it. Like, what could Dragon Ball be? What could they try to be? What could they be getting to? Yada, yada, yada. That's what I like. That's totally what I like to see and what I like to do with this channel. And I hope you get that. Not really going off on a little tangent there, but informative. I wouldn't say informative. I try to have fun. I always doing work. Let's see. I think it would be even more awesome if Dispo is the main villain. Okay, not more awesome, but it would pop for that. Yeah. Sorry, it's a little late. No, look. Dispo is a really cool character. To me, I think Jiren makes a lot more sense to be like a surprise villain than Dispo. Dispo seems like he's just kind of buying time. He seems like he's there, at least me personally. He seems like he's there because at this point we have 5 people left on Universe 7 versus the 3 on Universe 3. And he needs to be there in order to buy time and give one other character at this level, Frieza, something to do before we start eliminating more people from Universe 7. Probably 17 next, and then, it's really up in the air. Who are they going to eliminate next? A lot of people might say Gohan. I personally would also say Gohan or Vegeta, but we're going to have to just wait and see. But Dispo is a cool character. He's really grown on me. I was really kind of iffy on him for a long time, but he's really grown on me. Let's see. Oh, no. Okay. Do you think they'll make Jiren and Toppo fuse and then let him fight Vegeta? No, I don't think that's going to happen. It would be funny to see a Jiren Toppo fusion. In fact, like I've argued, like they do seem like they were once part of the same person. So, I mean, it's possible, but man, that fighter would just be unstoppable. A Jiren Toppo fusion, because Toppo is at Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken level, if not stronger, and then Jiren is just unstoppable. That would be unstoppable. Oh, okay. My apologies. I was like, I try to stay current on your videos, but thanks for the explanations. No, I mean, like, no reason to apologize. Absolutely not. I didn't need to go into that. I didn't need to go into that talk. I just want to make it clear. That's what I like, and I really hope that you guys get the same thing out of it, and have fun with my videos. I don't ever intend to be taken overly seriously. I'm not a word for this community. I'm just someone trying to have fun. But absolutely no problem, man. No reason to apologize. No reason to be sorry or anything else like that. And I just hope I answer your question for the most part, whether that was a question or a statement. But I appreciate it. I do. I really do. Okay, so hey man, you're passionate and genuine. Blank the rest of it. Thanks. I really appreciate that. I really do. You guys are so nice. I mean, honestly, I started this stream just to kind of keep myself up. I didn't want to go to bed yet. Plus, it's always nice to interact. I really like streaming most of the time. I hope you guys have been having fun. I've been having a whole lot of fun. I don't think Dragon Ball needs to grow, but really evolve. I get everyone wants some of the erase universe back, but I think the exempt universes are the ones that are the most interesting. Yes, because they're full of possibilities. I think people like the erased universes at this point because we got to see glimpses of what is potentially possible. So Universe 2 has this whole love aspect. Maybe that's good exploring, maybe it's not. But they also introduced, there was a Tuffle on there was a Yardradian. They shouldn't be there. Even Goku realized that they shouldn't be there, or at least realized that, something was amiss. There wasn't really an explanation there. Something I would like to go back and explore. They're just not going to. And that's really the heartful thing there is you introduce all these cool concepts. I mean, Universe 9 even had an entire city they had to erase because they knew about the Tournament of Power and they wanted to get off the universe. When before that, we didn't know any other people, any other beings in any other multiverse, any of the multiverses that knew about the universes. Universe 2 was streaming the dang thing. There's a lot of cool concepts. Universe 3 is like an all-technological planet. Let's go explore that for a bit, just for a couple episodes. Figure out a reason for Goku and Vegeta to go there. Yes, the exempt universes are interesting, but they're only interesting by default because we don't know anything about them. We've never seen anything about them, and we only know the designs of their Gods of Destruction, which granted are some of the cooler ones, but you're opening up the idea that, they can create something that's remotely interesting and it wins, but you still get rid of something that they partially showed that could have been a decent setting for an arc itself. So, I mean, you get rid of a lot of possibilities, and I think that's what people are really mad about. The whole universe is coming, being erased and never coming back. Plus, erasing Universe 6, I mean, come on. No one wants Universe 6 erased. Tell me, do you guys want Universe 6 erased? I don't think anyone wants Universe 6 erased. That fusion would be cool because as strong as Jiren is, I think Vegeta is at this point with their power up. I think Vegeta at this point with their power ups would stop Jiren. Yes, he would. What's up, Alpha? What's up? Yeah, man, I dig that. What's this chat about? Did anyone notice that in episode 122, Jiren and Goku were different colors, blue and red with Zeno, like Zeno? No, I didn't notice that, actually. Interesting. I think Zeno will pick one each. Oh, you know what? Oh, I see what you mean. Like okay. You know what? Interesting. Like the Zenos will bet. That's awesome. That's a really cool, like they're gonna bet to make sure or talk about who's gonna win, and they'll actually put something on the line or something. Like that would be cool. Man, that's a really cool idea. Oh man. Yeah, holy crap, yes. I would love to see that. Okay, character analysis is great fun. Figuring out motivations and getting more in depth with the series you love is more meaningful than anything else to make a video. I agree. I personally, that's one of the reasons I love doing this, is just kind of exploring it and getting other people's thoughts and opinions. I'm not always right, and y'all aren't always right, but I think together as a community, we have a greater sense of this stuff. And that's the thing, like, I try to be like a realist when it comes to Dragon Ball Super. I try to talk about, like, okay, yeah, like I would love to see Vegeta get the win. I would love to see Gohan get the win. I would love to see Vegeta's transformation mean something in the tournament. But people are one way or another. Like, you can't talk. You can't just talk about things. You have to take a side, and you have to be passionate about it. Like, Vegeta's gonna win no matter what, and then you get disappointed when he loses. I'm just like, when realistically he's gonna lose because Vegeta always loses. And it would be great if he wins, and I'd be like, yeah, I can you can bang that drum all day, but I think you open yourself up to far better conversations, more mature conversations, when you look at all different possibilities. Like, will Vegeta's transformation matter? Is it underwhelming? Will it not matter? Is it stronger than Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, any of this other stuff? It'd be great to talk about everything when it comes to these characters, their interactions with each other, what they mean for the story, how one thing can help bring up the entirety of the story, everything. Just everything when it comes to Dragon Ball Super is worth talking about, and I think it makes us better as a community to be open-minded about speculations, character motivations, discussions, everything that's not just, oh, what do you think of this episode versus, oh, what I thought about this episode, or these are the spoilers, or anything else like that. It's so much bigger than that. Zeno will pick Goku, and future Zeno will pick Jiren for the Super Dragon Balls, and beef will happen. yeah, that's great, man. That is an awesome thought. I hadn't thought of it ever, but I want to know. I want to see that happen. Them making a bet on this, and maybe it's something else. Maybe their bet is like they'll bring back the universes, so we don't have to worry about it with the wish or something. But again, that kind of steps over all the tension. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think Dragon Ball now has the potential to have a cinematic universe like Marvel does, with lots of spin-off shows and whatnot. Agreed. Agreed. That would be cool. Wish Cell would be brought back. A god tier Cell fight Jiren or Hit would be awesome to see. I was thinking about that the other day. I think Cell coming back at this point might not be such a ridiculous situation, but who knows? I might do a video about that soon. I was actually thinking about it the other day, whether it's time to bring back Cell. I mean, I just title it that, time to bring back Cell. And I'll get somebody on, and we could talk about it. I'm up at 1:08 a.m. finishing some schoolwork, and Saul, you were streaming, but you're one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z YouTubers. Thank you. I don't have school tomorrow. That's why I'm streaming so late, because we gotta, as I said at the very beginning, we have a cold front coming in that's gonna freeze over. It's raining outside, and it's gonna potentially snow, and we in Texas don't do really well in the snow, so like all schools are closed, which is nice. But I mean, tomorrow's just gonna be all schoolwork really, and that's fine. That's fine. I didn't do a lot this weekend because I had a company and had a really fun weekend outside of doing most anything else. The only thing I really did was watch Dragon Ball Super, but for myself, was watch Dragon Ball Super and made like a video or two. Basically every video you saw this weekend, I made this weekend like on the spot. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what I can do tomorrow when I actually have a little free time to do my reading and actually maybe sit down and do a couple videos to get me through the week. That would be my main purpose, my main goal really. What's the topic right now? There's no topic. This whole thing is just me answering questions. So I'm a little far behind. I have been. I always try to catch up, and at some point people stop commenting as much because they know I'm not getting to their thoughts or their stuff process, their comments pretty quickly. I like to go off on my own tangents. I hope that's fun for you guys to go back and listen to just in general. But yeah, no real topic right now. Just talking about characters and storylines, I believe. Yes, to ensure the win. I want Kefla to get erased. I really like Kefla. Dang. Yeah, right. See, no one will like the other. No one will like the other more. They will argue. I don't know exactly what people are saying right now. I want to talk to you and MJ about Goten and Trunks. What about Goten and Trunks though? Like, there's just so much to talk about Goten and Trunks, like what they're doing on the island with Marin. I mean, hopefully PG stuff, but we're just gonna leave it at that. And I don't know, like them getting older, how their potential, their relationship with each other, and how Dragon Ball Super should be using them, yada yada yada. It's just there's just so much. Ever thought that Universe 13, 18 were destroyed because they were too strong? Goku blanks up and blanks up his wish and wished everything back, everything Zeno ever destroyed. Yeah, I don't know if they're too strong, but definitely bringing them back for one reason or another really opens up possibilities in Dragon Ball. And if they do that, I know it underwhelms the series, underwhelms this last arc because the tension is kind of gone away. but it does offer a unique way of bringing back those universes that they mentioned in the last arc. And I would really like to see that happen, not only because the universes they've introduced here are interesting, even though none of them can step to Goku and Vegeta, which is pretty sad when you think about it, but it does allow us to have another 10 universes to look at. The 6 that were destroyed by Zeno before here, and then the 4 that were exempt. And then Universe 11 is just a beast universe that they're probably not going to be over or greatly over to the point where they can dominate Universe 11 for very much longer. So you still have, you're basically back to where we were at the very beginning of this series. Universe 7 and 11 other universes that are at least somewhat comparable to them. I think that's kind of cool. And then we also have Universe 6. So we really have like 12 universes on top of Universe 7 that could potentially be interesting, can potentially cause some threat, cause allies to join, any of the other things they want to do, while also having a lot of universes that are basically fodder universes that we can go into, explore, and have other people go in to explore, but they don't cause too much of a threat. They're just kind of sitting there being themselves, dilly. Sorry guys, it's late. So yeah, like totally, I want the universes to come back because it opens up so many doors, and I would be totally okay with them using the wish to wish back all these universes to the point where it takes away all the tension from this particular arc, because really they haven't done a whole lot with that tension anyway. Nobody in Universe 7's talking about it, and everyone who's faced the elimination has done so with open arms and a new lease on life. And I would expect someone to be upset, but no, everyone's just like, okay, yeah, it's time to go. And personally, that just seems so cliche, doesn't it? They use the wish to bring back everyone who is erased, and because they all got erased, they all have a lease on life and they all do better on their jobs. I mean, who doesn't see that coming? Really? That. Since it was stated that there were only 27 mortals planets in 7, what are your thoughts of an erased universe being wished back into Universe 7? I think that would be cool. Just expand Universe 7, expand the universes that are already in existence. Just put everyone, wish back everybody, but put them under the reins of the universes that actually do good jobs at policing the mortal levels. That'd be cool. Plus, you also bring back the Gods of Destruction, so you have the 5 that are left, and then the other ones, can go in and help police or something else like that. Just things like that. And that way you can easily have Beerus and maybe even Champa basically retire and just be kind of sitting on the sidelines and never really want to help or do anything, because now they can just sleep and eat all the time without having to worry about doing their definite job. That'd be cool. Who has bigger boobs? Oh my gosh. There's always this question always gets asked. I'm not going to answer it. Dude, it's cold in Mexico. Oh man, yeah, it's weird cold fronts these days. This winter's been weird. Who plays Dokkan Battle? I would like to add people. I just lost my level 18 account. Oh, 187. I mean, oh wow. And I'm from Canada. Try living in England. We have cold front every day. Yep, I think San Antonio as well. Yeah, Austin is canceling everything. Damn, bud, I gotcha. You're lucky. You're lucky. Here in MD, we're supposed to get some snow. Also, I would like to try to discuss Dragon Balls with you one of these days. Heck yeah, man. I'm always open. The best way to kind of get my attention, to anyone listening right now, the best way to get my attention with content is follow me on Twitter and send me, talk to me on Twitter. And if you talk to me on Twitter enough, I'll probably just end up checking out your channel anyway. I've done that with pretty much everyone I collab with who hasn't outright asked me or anything else like that. And it's sometimes hard to get me time to do anything, but That's the best thing. Twitter, I'll end up checking you out. If you have something on Twitter you want me to check out, it's probably best just to link me a link to it, and I'll watch it if I have time. Sometimes you really have to pick the right time. It's real luck, honestly, because I could be in class studying all this other stuff. But if I'm free for a minute and you send me something, oh, that sounds cool, I'll just go and do it. I'll just go and kind of take my time and listen to what you have to say. Please do a video in Analysis 17, Android 17. What's your thesis on him having a family, caring for animals, yet a sheer lack of regard for his own well-being and universe destruction? It's weird because that mentality, at least in the anime, is exactly Jiren's mentality, at least in the manga. And I'm wondering if they're going to figure out a way to make 17 and Jiren, I don't know. I don't really know how to say this. Like, I don't know if they're going to figure out a way to give 17 and Jiren some kind of dialogue before 17 gets eliminated, because they seem to have the same concept of life. They don't care if they get erased, and they're only really in it for themselves. I personally would like for 17, and I have done discussions on his personality before. I think he's somewhat of a sociopath. I don't think he has, like, he doesn't care about his family. Just because you have a family, just because you're married, just because you interact with people doesn't mean that you are a caring person. And I think I think he's a sociopath, and I think he's I don't think, I mean, it's hard to really say anything. I don't really know, man. I don't really know why he acts the way he does, other than just to say he's a sociopath. And if you don't know a whole lot about a sociopath, just look that up and, compare what you find to what you've seen from him. I just don't think I've seen him be sympathetic to anyone. I mean, he puts on a good facade, but he's always only cared about himself ever since we met him in Dragon Ball Z, even in more so in the Future Trunks timeline, everything else like that. So that's really what I'll say there. Please, let's see. I think they should have had. I think they should have had him train with Mr. Popo. I kind of like how Kid Goku trained with them. With him. Okay. Yeah, like you're talking about Goten and Trunks. Yeah, train with Mr. Popo would have been cool. I saw that in the Buu arc, and Mr. Popo could handle the two of them in SSJ, and he was barely doing anything. Yeah, Popo was, I think Team 4-Star's right. Popo's just like the strangest character. It makes really no sense that he would have been able to actually fight them or take them out, or even be able to stand up next to a Super Saiyan, but he is, and he always has been able to. He's just a weird guy. I predicted a month ago, before the start of the Tournament of Power, that I believe the two Zenos will fight. There is a reason that the show brought two on. I'm sorry, guys. There is a reason that the show brought two on to the show, not just for Zeno to have a friend to play with. Yes, I agree. I do think that they're going to fight. I think they might erase each other. I think it'd be cool if they both erased each other, and then that causes the entire multiverse to go into some kind of chaos mode. That would be great. This tournament is going to fall off the rails. There has got to be a main villain protagonist to something that will happen at the end. You mean antagonist? Yeah. I don't know if there has to be. I mean, most tournaments in Dragon Ball didn't have a main antagonist. It was just kind of fighting in order to win, but this one has stakes. Jiren is somewhat of a main antagonist. In fact, they're promoting Topo for the next couple episodes. I think it'd be cool to have Topo be the main antagonist. The person I've been saying this whole time, someone who kind of comes in, we didn't expect him at all, but he comes in, he shows his worth, and he's a god of destruction. He doesn't care about erasing. He doesn't care about destruction. Like he said at the beginning of the tournament, no more. This is no longer for justice. Sorry about the plane. I can't do anything about that. I live pretty close to a hospital, so they go back and forth, if you guys can hear that. But anyway, yeah, so it'd be cool for like Topo to be like, this is my justice, not like for justice, but this is my justice, and he goes out of his way to take out Goku, take out Vegeta, and show his power. That'd be cool. Let's see. This turn, Jiren was about to save Goku from falling before the Destructo discs hit. Why? He wasn't trying to save Goku. He was going to eliminate Goku. At least I think. Like, Jiren was going to take out Goku, and Goku had him on the ropes. Oh, it was awesome. I also really think that both Zenos are going to argue and fight near the end, either regarding the wish or bringing back universes or another tournament. I agree. I think that's going to happen. I mean, they're like we were talking about earlier. There was a reason that they brought 2 Zenos in here, and it's just going to cause problems. I think a lot of people are going to find that anticlimactic, but I think it'd be pretty cool. Why didn't Universe 6 punch the floor out from under Jiren when Hit froze him? I don't know. They're dumb. Like, that would have been the first thing I would have thought of. I mean, they had so many numbers. I mean, I guess it's possible that if they had done something outside of Hit fighting them, that Topo and Dispo wouldn't have let that happen, obviously. But yeah, that's what I would have done. Jiren is definitely like the biggest threat in this entire tournament, and no one's really been focusing on him besides Goku. So I can't tell you. This is stupid. Do you think if Buu was in the tournament and accidentally absorbed Golden Frieza, which turns Majin Buu into Golden Super Buu and adds more chaos, or a way for Jiren to show off more power? Good idea. There is something, this bugs me. Well, first of all, if Buu was in the tournament, Frieza probably wouldn't be in the tournament. But it does bug me that Frieza's never met Buu, especially when they made a point to tell us that Frieza knew about Buu when there was really no reason he should have known about Buu at all. Yeah, it bugs me that they've never met, and I think it would have been cool. Like, it would have been cool to see Buu come into this tournament and really cause trouble. I think he could have caused a whole lot of trouble for Topo or the Pride Troopers or anyone else, and I think having him would have made Universe 7 a little too OP, considering the fact if they got Frieza, then they probably didn't need Ten Shinhan or Krillin or someone else, and Universe 7 would have been unstoppable. I think that's the only reason he's not there. Will Zamasu return? Probably not, but it would be cool if he did. I would really like it if Zamasu returned. It wasn't my favorite. I know a lot of people like him, but it would be cool if he returned. I wouldn't mind it. I had the masked version of Bardock as my main guy. We're still talking about Gohan. I'm sorry. I think everyone that gets erased should be wished back to Universe 7, so it would be easier to explore their worlds. Merge the multiverses into Universe 7. Like I said, merge them into all of them, I think. Real to real, do you think Gohan will continue to train after the Tournament Power is over? Or will he go back to being a family man? I think he goes back to being a family man. I don't know why people are mad. Like, people are actively mad that Gohan gets what he wants as a character, because they fundamentally disagree with who Gohan is as a character. And that's, at least to me, is weird. It's always been weird, and I don't really understand this fandom sometimes. Like, Gohan being a family man, being a guy who can support his family, is a good thing, in my opinion. And it would be great. I'm waiting for them to give Gohan one last shine. If it's in this tournament, if it's in the next arc, sometime down the line, Dragon Ball Super, it would be shameful of them not to. But I want him to be, like, taken out of the picture at some point. We don't have to rely on Gohan to be the one who's going to solve everything at the end of the day. And I think that's the most important thing here. Just a thought. Would it be better to set up Goku versus Jiren round 2 if Goku and Vegeta eliminated Jiren together, and sometime after the next arc or later, Goku can face Jiren one-on-one to satisfy Goku's pride? Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind that, honestly. I wouldn't mind seeing Goku satisfy one-on-one versus Jiren. I don't know. I don't see Jiren, like, I would be clamoring for Jiren to come back after the turn of power, given everything that we know he's capable of, if Jiren was just a little bit more interesting. It's the same thing with Hit. Like, Hit doesn't have to be it. You know, he doesn't have to. I guess he doesn't have to come back. I would be ashamed if he didn't, but he was interesting. I wanted to see him come back because the Hit showed a lot of personality without talking, with his time skip, with the fact that he took interest in Goku and Vegeta, with the fact that he wanted the cube and then he didn't want the cube, but he was willing to take out Frost, who was going to take the cube. And you know, every time he's on screen, there's a little something to his character. Even though he doesn't say a whole lot, even though he doesn't do a whole lot, he shows a lot of himself. And the same is not said for Jiren. Jiren doesn't really do anything. He's just a strong guy. So I don't know. Like, I think Jiren and Goku need to really duke it out here. They need to settle this on this fight, because I just don't see Jiren coming back in a really interesting way. Goku's going to get over him, or he won't get over him. But, I mean, they need to give him character if they're going to bring him back. Right now, I really think he's just like that type of person who's literally here to put Goku and Vegeta on that next level. To give Goku Ultra Instinct, to give Vegeta Super Saiyan, you know, Super Vegeta Blue or whatever. And, yeah, like, that's exactly what I think. I'm sorry. It's late. I'm going to have to end this soon. Oh, I hope Zamasu returns. I hope Zamasu returns too. Did you know that Zamasu was stronger than what's his face? Wait, did you know Zamasu is stronger than what's his face? Never mind. I think I was thinking of the fuse Zamasu. What lies beyond Ultra Instinct? Ultra Instinct, Super Ultra Instinct. I don't think anything lies beyond Ultra Instinct. I think perfected Ultra Instinct is without the eyes, though, because like Whis doesn't have like a weird aura. He doesn't have anything else like that. He absorbs it into his body, and so I think Goku's going to get that at some point, and that's going to be Goku's ability in all of this. Is like his ultimate form is just going to be his base. That would be cool. Not so much an original thought, but definitely something that would be awesome. I would like to be Vegeta versus Frieza at the end. The Tournament of Power, I just don't see it happening, but it would be really awesome if it actually did. You'll have to talk to me through this live stream process one day. I'd like to give it a try for myself, fam. Yeah, Mark, I will. It's pretty easy. I'll teach you how to do it at some point. Android 17 is getting knocked out of this coming episode, I think. It's possible. I don't think they've actually said that, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Toriyama, in my opinion, needs to erase Universe 7, and they stay erased until a few episodes later with the involvement of Jiren and Toppo. Yeah, I think it would be cool, but we would all know how it ends. Like, if they do erase Universe 7, I think they erase Universe 7 without, like I said, erasing Vegeta and Frieza and Goku and Gohan and put them in another issue. Like, put them in another situation where they have to save their universe, not with the wish, not with the Tournament of Power, not through Jiren or Toppo just deciding that they want to wish back the universes or anything else like that. Just an opinion. Also having the Xenos have a little bit more fun with this thing, because it's taken them so little time to watch this Tournament of Power versus like what they're going to have to endure after it. They really ate up their possibilities of having fun with the universes that they govern. I really don't know if they intended to do that or how they're going to react when they realize that this is all over and they erased all these universes that really gave them a really fun time. So that's just my thought. If we talk from a narrative perspective, it is very possible for future Trunks and future Mai to come back and this time to stay in the present, and also for Zamasu. Yeah, it's possible, but I don't know if they're going to do it. Now, Danny and I have talked about this before, and I think it'd be kind of cool, although a little bit too close to what Trunks was to begin with, having their son come back. So like a 1/4 Saiyan kind of Cable-esque future person coming back for one reason or another would be cool. But like I said, too similar to what Trunks was. I mean, that's exactly what Trunks was. And I don't know how they jump off a story from there, or what he wants to in the first place. But Danny and I, if you can go to his channel, you can see we did like 5 arcs for Dragon Ball Super to go next after the Tournament of Power. I think it's pretty easy to find if you're on his channel. So we talked about that very briefly. I don't know how they would do it, and I would like to see Zamasu come back at some point, but I just don't think they're going to do it, at least not now. Gohan is a good person, just his dad, but his dad is the good fight, is the god of fighting, and Chi-Chi doesn't seem to like a scholar. I mean, Chi-Chi likes a scholar. Oh, Chi-Chi doesn't seem like a scholar. Oh yeah, of course. That'd be cool if Goku and Vegeta eliminate Jiren in the tournament with a tiebreaker. Goku and Vegeta round 3. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be definitely cool. Plus, it would be like just a 5-second fight, because obviously they're going to be fighting to the very bitter end. Remember, they brought back Frieza because they dropped the ball with him and Fukatsu no F. They did. They absolutely did. And they've been doing a really good job on this one, I think. Do you think 17 is going to get knocked off? And if so, do you think it's going to be because Gohan do you think it's going to cause Gohan to get a new form? Gohan getting a new form because of an android. We've seen it before. I'll just say that. No, I hadn't thought of it that way. It's possible. In fact, 17 giving him some kind of a speech before he gets knocked off, reminding him of what Piccolo told him before the Tournament of Power, where he was like, you need to be calm, and 17 is like the epitome of calm in a bad situation. So like, yeah, that would be actually kind of cool, all that leading up to Gohan's new form that's not made out of anger but out of calmness. I would like that. We'd have to just wait and see. How do you think an interaction with Hit and Piccolo would go? I think it would be cool if Hit became the essential big uncle of Universe 6 Saiyans like Piccolo is to Gohan and Pan. I really liked the speech or conversation that Hit was having with Caulifla and Kaba and all of them when he was trying to hold back Jiren for the tournament. And I agree with you. I think Hit being essentially the big brother of the proceedings of Universe 6 or the Saiyans of Universe 6 and being their friend would be really cool. I've speculated this before, and I really think it's true. Hit at this point, if he comes back, he's going to retire, and he's not going to be an assassin anymore, and he's going to find a different life goal, whether it's helping the Saiyans, helping the Namekians, helping all these other people actually do, put their places back together, especially the Namekians. I think it'd be cool because, we had those two on Universe 6's team tell us that they fused with a lot of their brothers, and apparently we don't know how much of how decimated that universe is. So it'd be cool for Jiren to go and help them kind of repopulate, or at least like figure out how to save their people. That would be cool. I don't know. If Frieza sacrifices himself to save Vegeta, just imagine what Vegeta would be thinking. That would be cool. I don't see it happening. It's crazy. You're still streaming. Holy shit. Yeah, I just don't see it happening. It's weird how many people say Jiren is lame. To me, it's really he is really interesting just because I love his character. I like that he is like a mystery and lacks humanity. Yeah, but that's not really true. I mean, he doesn't lack humanity. He's just so nonchalant about everything. I mean, he's the strongest guy in the room and he knows it. There's no reason for him to be, there's no reason. He's not petty about it. He's not like, he doesn't boast about it. Everyone we've ever come up against, and maybe it's a little different, but everyone we've come up against who's the strongest person in the room and they know it has something else going on. Like Frieza's just kind of a child. He's a man-child. Cell is trying to achieve perfection. He's really arrogant. He has a huge ego about him because he's part Saiyan. Boo is just complete destruction. And then Beerus Beerus just has a weird attitude that he gets bored easily, gets sleepy, that type of stuff. And then you have Hit, who's essentially the same thing, but Hit's goal oriented. He's focused, and he only does things that actually help him get through, like, what's the next mission, what's the next goal. Jiren is just like so nonchalant about everything. It's like, oh, I'll take you out, or this is the last, come, or I hope you enjoyed your last victory. He's like, bro, like, have some humility, have some arrogance, have some everything else like that, because at this point you're so deadpan, it's not interesting. Like, who are you? It's basically, Jiren is whatever you project onto him. He's basically the Bella Swan of Dragon Ball Super characters, and that to me is a little boring because it's so on the nose. It's like the Tournament of Power needed somebody to give them the Tournament of Power needed somebody that everyone would kind of agree Goku and Vegeta should get new transformations to fight. And I don't know, man. I just don't see it happening. I don't see that it's a really good idea, a really good thing for this series or for this particular arc. Topo would have been a better position, in my opinion. All right, guys, one more question. I'm just going to scroll through this. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. MJ thinks it's strange that I'm still streaming. Okay. Is it possible that the top fighters that Whis mentioned might be is it possible that the top fighters that Whis mentioned might be a storyline for future arcs later down the line? And do you think Super will be daring enough to have the Saiyans compete with the Angels? I will answer this question by saying that MJ and I did a video. If you type in MJTV Secret Society, you have the idea, like, you'll have a video that we did talking about those particular people and how they could potentially be used in future arcs of Dragon Ball Super. It's a really good one if you're looking for something to listen to, and I definitely say you should go check it out. All right, that's my gosh. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. I am exhausted. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. I was not intending to go this long, but I hope everyone has a good day. It's been real, guys. Super duper real.